So hello everyone. Welcome to our endurance program. Or exercise program. Let's say my name is Chrisley Angela Comia. I am your OTA PTA student that will be facilitating this program. And welcome. So as you may know, we're all here because we all have the same condition, right? Heart failure. So I just want to give a short overview of what the condition is before we get started. And we're going to talk about the goals of this exercise, and then we're going to demonstrate and perform these exercises. So a little overview about heart failure. It's also known as congestive heart failure, and it occurs when the heart does not pump enough blood to the rest of the body. And that leads to the backup of blood, which then causes a buildup of fluid in the lungs, which then lead to shortness of breath, which I'm pretty sure all of you guys are experiencing. Is that correct? All right. So the symptoms that include in heart failure, the most common one is shortness of breath during activity or at rest. Fatigue and weakness, swelling in the legs can also be present. Irregular heartbeat, decreased exercise tolerance, and also affects your concentration or alertness. And you may not feel some nausea and lack of appetite. So the goal of our exercise program is to increase endurance, decrease the risk of a heart attack or any episode of myocardial infarction, increase oxygenation, not just in the lungs, but also to the whole body, because we're promoting the oxygenation and the blood exchange in our lungs. Improve exercise tolerance, or blood flow, and quality of life. Okay, so we're gonna start up with our warm up. So I'm just gonna need you guys to stand up. So we're all gonna stand up, and I'm just gonna need to bring my screen a little bit bigger so I can read it. There we go. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna set a timer for 1 minute. We're gonna start marching, okay? So just your typical marching. Like, it doesn't have to be all the way up. It's just a regular march. I'm gonna set a timer for 1 minute and we're gonna get started, okay? So we're start marching now. We got a 1 minute timer. So we're gonna do a lot of our exercise that we're gonna do today is mainly endurance. It's targeting to improve your endurance. So it's gonna be a lot of cardio exercises so that you'll be able to perform your activities on your daily activities without feeling very fatigued. So 30 more seconds. William's looking good. Jeff, you're looking good. Very well done, Rebecca. You guys are doing great. 20 seconds more. Ten seconds. Keep pushing, guys. You guys are doing great. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're gonna sit. We're gonna have a 30-second break. So the purpose of us having a break in between these exercises, since it's your first class, your first session, we don't want to overwork. And taking breaks in between will allow us to regain that energy, and we can perform more exercises throughout the day, more activities throughout the day. And that's your 30 seconds. We're gonna get back up again. So stand up, everyone. And our next activity, our next exercise, I should say, is a high knee marching. So your high knee has to be all the way past your hip, right? We're gonna do this for 1 minute, okay? Up. You could also put your hand like that. Very well done, Will. is put your hands, if you want to, so you have something to kind of like to reach, so that makes sure that you're exceeding that the flexion on the hip. So we can start off slow, but as we progress throughout this whole entire exercise program, we can increase the speed, right? But for now, we're going to start it slow. We don't want to overwork. So you have about 15 seconds more. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to sit back down. Take a breather. Drink some water if you need to replenish more of the energy. Just take a deep breath. How's everyone feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling tired?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay, so just take this time to just take a deep breath and energize, okay? And we're gonna have our next exercise will be the step heel taps. So this is the part where we're gonna need a stool. So I will demonstrate it to you. So I'm gonna I'll put my camera down. So I have this stool right here. We're gonna do heel taps. If you don't have a stool, just have any like elevated surfaces if you can. So I'm gonna need everyone to stand up. So basically, this exercise is we're just gonna put our heels on the stool. So it's called step heel taps, right? And then that's all we're basically doing. We're just gonna tap our heels. And we're gonna do this for 1 minute, okay? It's kind of hard for me to see the screen and how you guys are doing. You guys look like you guys are doing great. It's kind of hard to see because I'm using my laptop here. Looking good. $30 seconds. And you can also do this right next to a wall so you have something to hold on to. You can also have a chair set up behind you so we can decrease the risk of falling, having more injuries. 15 seconds more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. And we're gonna sit back down. How did that feel?
Good.
Good.
A little tired, but good.
So again, take a deep breathers. Take some water breaks, right? So that you don't feel super fatigued when we move on to our next exercise. We have one more warm-up exercise, and then we'll move on to the main exercise, and then we'll do some cool down exercise to finish off. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, great. About 10 more seconds of our break, and we'll get started on the step ups. So if you guys still have your stool or your elevated surfaces right around there, that would be great. We can progress these exercises by increasing the time and the speed, and we can decrease the breaks in between so that we can increase our endurance. I guess after about 3 weeks of this program. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is step ups. I have the heel taps and the step ups written out for 2 minutes, but since this is our first program, we're just gonna put it into one because I don't want it to overexert. So this is the part where you're gonna step up and then down. And we're gonna do this for 1 minute, okay? We'll start the timer now. You don't want to do it too fast so you don't fall or miss the step. Make sure you're looking at the step when you're doing this. You can also progress by looking up instead of looking down. And make sure your step stool is very stable for this exercise. You can also do this by your staircase if you have that step when you're entering the house, your house. You can do these exercises anywhere, as long as you have an elevated surface. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then take a break. Whew. That was quite a hell of an exercise. Okay. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna take a 30-second break, and then we're gonna move on to our main exercises. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4 different exercises for main exercise to increase endurance. And then in between, we can have, since it's a much more intense exercise, we can have a 1-minute break in between. But since we're only demonstrating it on our first class today, and you can do these exercises outside of this program, where you can do it on your own time. I can give you a copy of these exercises. So we're gonna do 30-second break in between, as opposed to 1 minute, so that we can maximize our time in this session, okay? How's everyone feeling?
Feeling good.
Starting to feel tired and hot already, if I'm being honest with you guys. Whew. All right. Now we're gonna move on to our main exercise. So I need you guys to stand up once again. And these exercises that I have written down here, mainly I would do them for 2 minutes. Again, if you need to take a break and to sit down, please do so. I don't want to see you fainting in front of the camera. Fortunately, I'm not there to save you. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna jog in place, okay? It doesn't have to be a very intense jog. Like, you don't have to really be running, it's just a jog. You're just gonna jog where you at, okay? And we're just gonna do this for about 1 minute and 30. How does that sound? Sounds fine, okay? So we're gonna start out jogging in place, but right now, just jog. You guys are looking good. You can progress this exercise by increasing your speed. Decreasing the breaks in between, or not taking breaks. If you go on to the final stage of our program. Should start feeling a little bit of sweat by now. About 40 more seconds. Twenty more seconds. Looking good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody take a seat, take a break, drink some water. We got 3 more main exercises to go, you guys. Take deep breaths. Let your body cool down for a little bit. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, all of our exercises will be pretty much all standing. So at this point, you don't need the stool anymore. You don't need this. And our next one is a pillar march side to side. So your regular pillar march should be something like this. This is a pillar march, but instead of just doing a regular pillar march, we're gonna go side to side. Right, so when you lift your left leg, you're lifting it with your right arm. And then we're gonna go side to side. And we're gonna do this for about 1:30, okay? So up with the left and the right, then right leg and the left arm, and you're going side to side. Again, if you feel like there's no challenge, you can increase your speed. It'd be nice if we had a music in the background, but unfortunately we can't do that with the Zoom. Not sure how that would work. So you want to feel a little bit more motivated, you could do this with the music. Again, if you need to take breaks in between, please do so. Do not hesitate. Looking good. Keep your back straight. Breathe in through your nose, not through your mouth. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone take a break, have a seat. Wow, how does that feel, you guys?
Exhausting.
You feel tired already?
Yeah.
That one was tiring.
Oh yeah, we're building our endurance. That's what's important. See, this is only like the baseline that we have. But on our next session, we'll be doing these main exercises for 2 minutes straight, as opposed to 1:30. And I apologize if you only take about a 30-second break, but originally we'll be taking about 45 to a minute. So it's kind of like for the exercise to the resting ratio, like a 2-to-1 ratio kind of thing. We do 2 minutes exercise and then a 1 minute break. But then if you want to progress that, we'll do a 2 minute exercise and then I guess a 20-second break. Sorry, not 20 minutes, it's too long. So 30, so a 2 minute exercise and a 30-second break, like what we're doing. So our next exercise is lunge jumping. We just do regular lunges because I feel like the lunge jumping, so when you do a regular lunges, it's like you go down, right? And then you go down, you bring one foot behind and you bend your knees. But with our exercise, we're gonna jump. But instead of like when you jump, you bring your foot from the back. It's kind of like you're shuffling it from the opposite side, right? So when you lunge down, you're shuffling. It's gonna be a little tiring. So we're just gonna do a minute of this so we don't overexert. But typically you would wanna do this for 2 minutes straight. So down, jump, down again, jump. If you need to take a break, please do so. If you need to stop, that's fine. I'm gonna take a break because you started to feel a little bit of burning on your knees. Feel like a 10-second break in between. And Zoom says we're running out of time. Okay, we'll do about 5 more, then we'll take a break. All right. Pretty sure we could stop right there. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm feeling exhausted too. Take a breather. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. We have one more exercise. You guys ready to move on to the next exercise? All right, Williams is ready. All right, so on our last exercise is high knee. It's a high knee opposite trunk rotation, and I will demonstrate that. So it's kind of like similar to the pillar marching, because like when you move your right leg up, and then you basically move with your left arm, right? But with this one, when you lift your leg, your elbows, you're rotating your upper body, and then you're allowing your left elbow to touch that knee if you can. And you do it on both sides. So if you lift up your left leg, you'll try to touch it with your right elbow to engage that rotation. So we're gonna do this for 1 minute. So everybody stand up. So our last exercise before we do our cool down, and then we're good to go. Okay, up with the left and then the right. Good form, Jeff. That was a good form. Good job, Williams. Way to go, Rebecca. Good. "30 seconds. "10 more. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. I will grab myself some water. Should I have it right here? A little exhausting, you guys. How's everyone feeling?
Kind of tired.
Any questions about the main exercise before we move on to our cool down?
No, I'm okay.
Take deep breaths. So the next component that we have, since we're already seated, which is perfect. The first cool down technique that we're going to do is a breathing technique. Again, that allows for increase in oxygenation. Since when you work out, your heart is beating fast and it increases the blood flow in your body. So the breathing techniques will promote more oxygenation in the body. So the first thing we're going to do is first the breathing. So you're gonna inhale through your nose, like you're smelling the candles for 3 seconds. And then when you exhale, you basically blow, it comes out through your mouth like you're blowing a candle, okay? So breathe in through your nose, 3 seconds, exhale. Breathe in through your nose again, and then exhale. Then breathe into your nose again, then exhale. So that's the first technique of our cool down. The next technique that we're doing is a hamstring stretch. So I need you to stand up. If you have a chair, that will also be, that will be great. So for this one, if you have, like, I prefer you do it next to a wall so you have something to lean on. Basically put your leg up and then you try to reach, and you should feel the stretch right on your hamstrings. You do it for about 10 seconds and then release, and then stretch again for 10 seconds and then release, and then you do the opposite side. And stretch again. 7, 8, 10, good. Opposite side. 6, 7, 9, 10. It's good that we do the stretches after the exercise so we prevent the cramping. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Good. And the next one is the quadricep stretch, which is you just put your one leg behind. Again, if you have the chair right next to you to hold on to so you don't fall, that would be great. And it's pretty much the same thing. For this one, we'll do the 15-second hold. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, release. And another leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and release. And our final stretch, I prefer, I mean, if you could sit on the floor on this one, it would be great, but it's a seating gluteus maximus stretch. You could also do it with standing, but I prefer it with sitting actually, so that you feel more of the stretch. So the first thing you do is you cross your leg, kind of put your one leg over, and then you hold on to your knees, and you're basically trying to bring your knee towards your chest, so you pull it towards you. You should feel that stretch around right here on your gluteus maximus. Again, we do this for about 10 to 15 seconds. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How does that feel? So that wraps up our endurance exercise. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you on the next one.